y'all was averaging beating teams by 22 points a game. That's 12 more than the next team during that stint. As far as like point differential, and y'all was shooting 54% from the field and 43% from the 3-point. Boston near Celtics, man. We got the Boston near in the building tonight. And Kenny G, man. Luckily, dog, or unfortunately for y'all last night, man, your boys came out on the wrong side of the game, taking the L to who was that? Cleveland Cavaliers last night.
Yeah.
It was one of them crazy, just unfathomable type of losses y'all do every once in a while. Y'all ain't really had a lot of them this year, but last year y'all had a lot of these where y'all had a league primarily for like 40 minutes of the game and then to just lose sight in the last 8 minutes. Team go cold. And that's kind of what happened last night because I think it was like 9 minutes or so. It was basically the beginning of the fourth, 93-71. I watched the game. I pretty much stopped watching the game because it was becoming a blowout. And I don't know what Dean Wade. Don't know where this dude from. I was getting so sick though, man, because them Kelsey brothers was in the building. I done already had enough of seeing them after the Chiefs that won, you know what I'm saying? And then not Travis Kelsey, but who is it? Is it Jason Kelsey? What's the other Kelsey name?
Yeah, Jason Kelsey, yep.
You know, he was on ESPN earlier that week where he had to break down, so they've been getting coverage nonstop. Then they pull up to Cleveland, because I believe they from Cleveland, and it was like a bobblehead Kelsey days in the arena. So, I mean, they was there. And then, they on a court side, they celebrating. And, it looked like they could kind of contribute to the comeback. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man, how you feel about that? And then, the bigger picture is for us, if you take the last 12 games, y'all are 11-1. I think y'all had before that loss, y'all had a average of beating teams by, I want to say around 22 points a game. Y'all was averaging 127 points per game, like the last 5 before that loss. So how you feel about that? But then also the kind of the flaw that happened last night in last night's game.
Yeah, let me just say this, G. What I've realized about being a Celtics fan is that, it's just like sitting in the same spot for too long. The Celtics get bored really fast, bro. You know what I'm saying? The season begins to wane, and all of a sudden they feel like, we're already dominating. Let's take our foot off the gas. And that's one thing I hate about being a Celtics fan, because we've been privileged and spoiled within the last 7 or 8 seasons where we've put together a young roster that can really compete, or multifaceted rosters, I should say, with the brands of superstars and high level role players that have kept us at the top of the race. And so we get fortunate, we get up, we get excited, and then we get bored and complacent. And I feel like, a game in March where the playoffs are approaching, a Cavaliers team that's been doing their thing in their own right comes in. And we felt like, through 3/4 of the game or so that we had to sewn up and we took our foot off the gas. But this is typical Celtics fashion. It's the only thing that I'm actually worried about with this team. I think it's a non-starter in the sense of should I be worried come playoff time? Because we've been handling business, but I do think it's something that we need to watch out for, because we get overly confident as a squad, and it begins to show when we play certain competitions. So we'll get up, Cass will start celebrating, we'll start sitting rotations, and before you know it, we're having to claw our ways back. But I'm not concerned, man. I think this team looks good going into the playoffs, but we absolutely cannot get into that space where we begin reading our own press and feeling our own nonsense, and then mess around in the playoffs and we're in a dogfight with a Miami team that we should be beating pretty easily. I'm still upset about last year, man. I can't believe that. So
cats keep trying to remind me per se, because I'm a Tatum fan, not because I'm a Boston fan, about the L that y'all took in the Eastern Conference Finals last year. But I'll keep on saying, if Tatum don't get hurt early in that game, I believe y'all come back after being down 0-3 and get that dub. Because y'all was at the crib. Game 7 at the crib. Y'all storming back, got the momentum 3-0. I mean, I believe y'all would have got that dub. But I got the stats right here of some of the impressive numbers y'all were doing on that 11-game streak wing that y'all was on. So y'all was averaging beating teams by 22 points a game. That's 12 more than the next team during that stint. As far as like point differential, and y'all was shooting 54% from the field and 43% from the 3-point. And then it looked like y'all gonna win about 60 plus games. Playing phenomenal. I believe y'all are the first team to have 350-point blowouts in one season. You know what I mean? So with these like historical marks and milestones y'all hitting, like where would you kind of rank this Celtic team amongst all-time Celtic teams? When you look at the greats of the Celtics franchise.
I'm gonna step out on a limb, G. I'm gonna say it like this, man. I think it's got to be said. This is probably the best team since the 2008 championship team. Yeah. It's the best one we've had. Period. And so here's what that means, though. With great power and things of that nature comes great responsibility. We gotta close, bro. We gotta close. And no longer can we continue the narrative of, Jason Tatum is young and Jaylen Brown is young and our stars are trying to figure it out. And, Brad Stevens as a coach who doesn't really have their ear, or Ime Udoka is a promising young coach that we're hoping, figures out his way. Or, we got Joe Mazzulla, but, he's really the apprentice of Ime. And so we don't really know if he's prepared to. No, now all the excuses are done. We got the right requisite pieces around Tatum and Brown and Drew Holiday and Porzingis, who has changed the complexion of our roster. Al Horford, wildly veteran. You know what I'm saying? So we have what we need. Derek White, who's been consistent, playing out of his mind come playoff time in big moments. Joe Mazzulla, who got another year under his belt, who I think is getting better and better at rotations and decision making and knowing his personnel. Yeah. So my thing is, if we don't run through the East and if we're not in the finals and we're not, essentially closing everybody out but Denver, this season is a failure. But this is the best constructed, best unified, strongest, and maybe even one of the toughest Celtic teams we've had, even more skilled Celtic teams we've had since 2008 for sure. So there's really no excuse. We don't get it done. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. I might have to change my fandom to another squad, bro. And I've been rocking with the Celtics since I've been
hold on. Now that sounds crazy. Hold on. What are you talking about? That sounds crazy. That's bro, this is that literally is what tests somebody to be a true fan or not. Oh, you gonna stick with your squad through thick and thin when stuff ain't going right, no matter what the shit look like. You gotta ride or die with him, dog.
I sat through the paper bag years when Paul Pierce was the only star on that team. I sat through Antoine Walker and Paul Pierce. I sat through Dana Barrows and Tony Delk and Walter McCarty. I sat through all of them. I sat through the years with Sebastian Telfair was our point guard. I sat through all them years, bro, when we were trash.
That don't look too good after you was talking about New York produced some of the greatest last. Nah, you can't clown Sebastian. You think he one of the greatest. But look, man,
Listen, no. Hey, listen. Out of high school, he was one of the greatest.
He was, but we talking about cats in the league, though, dog.
Listen,
but look, man, you can't bail on. Yeah, you sat through all them years with, all that other stuff, those guys you just named, in those terrible years where Pierce was just having great individual seasons and they really wasn't having no postseason success. But to jump ship, dog, in the midst of these guys going to what? Probably their fifth Eastern Conference Finals, second Finals. Let's say they don't get the job done. Yeah, you can't just jump up out of there, dog. You got to stick through thick and thin.
My thing is, no. Well, to me, last year I don't blame them because, again, even though I feel like they should have already handled that Miami squad, when Tatum goes down in Game 7, okay, I'm not too mad about that. But that finals we lose, unacceptable. Unacceptable, bro. We could have beat Golden State. We were up 2-1. Yeah, unacceptable. With a high level chance to go up 3-1. It's unacceptable, dog. We gotta close, bro. We gotta close. And so I'm sorry, word. And barring injury, we don't close, dog. Man, I might put on.
You can't jump ship, dog. I can't have you. That's just crazy. I can't have you jumping ship, bro. As much as you get sick of the Boston, I get sick of my Lakers. I get sick of Anthony. I've been sick of Anthony Davis almost since he done came to the Lakers. You already know that. I've been sick for years with them niggas, dog. Hey, but look, dog, I gotta stick with my niggas. But here's what I've done, though, with my Lakers. I've learned how to reset my expectations in real time throughout the whole season. Like, you know what I mean? Because we be up and we be down. So I be like, hey, look, whatever happens outside of my expectation, it's literally a cherry on the top, dog. Like, do I see us as contenders right now? Not right now. I literally don't. We fighting to get into the postseason. Right now we looking at the play-in for the West right now. It's crazy. We gonna talk about that, but that's what I've learned, dog, to reset my expectations in real time with the Lakers, bro. So look, dog, you gotta, if that's what we cry for you, when these Celtics, if they don't go and get the job done, you know what I mean? Hey, it may need to be some readjustments happening right there. You know what I'm saying?
I feel you. Last thing I'm gonna say before we move on is, how many more readjustments do we need, bro? We all brought in Drew Holiday, the main dude that terrorized us, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All defensive Drew Holiday. We are brought in Kristaps Porzingis, who's playing some of the best team basketball I've seen him play, who's been an instrumental piece in our defense as well as our offense, shooting the lights out the ball. Like, bro, what else do we need, bro? I can't handle another adjustment. We don't get it done, I don't know what I'm gonna do, bro. I'm gonna have to go be a Hawks fan or something crazy like that, bro, just to get out of here, bro. Like, it's getting out of here.
Nigga, the Hawks fans don't even want to be Hawk fans, nigga. Them niggas, man. Trae Young is out of there. He keep on talking about he's
out of
LA.
there, bro.
I don't want him in LA though, man. I do not want Trae Young in LA, man. But yeah, man. All in all, though, dog. I did have a question on there. What message are the Celtics sending? Like, they took an L last night, but like overall this season, they do seem to be putting the league on notice. They do seem to be echoing a narrative that says we coming to get a chip this year, no matter what. And Joe Mazzulla, I was skeptical about him, but it seems like, he's found some type of formula with the guys over there and how many threes that they take up, they shoot, because everybody over there, they literally got about 8 guys that can hit threes, 8 guys that can distribute, 8 guys that can literally dribble the ball up outside of Jaylen Brown at times. But Jaylen Brown is unruly sometimes. But with that type of talent, bro, he's conjured up a formula over there where, it's got them number one in the league. And it seems like they've been taking care of business throughout the entirety of the season. And it seems like, this is the year they're going to do it. They're the favorites that I got coming out of the East, and also beating Denver in 6 is what I'm looking for in the finals. So I believe that they definitely sending a message to the league saying, hey, this is our year. We don't care who the defending champs are, and we're the best team in the league. You know what I'm saying? So